Welcome to the podcast. Keisha said it, Rodney meant it.
What's
Part
good, y'all?
two, part two of are women really the emotional ones? That's the big question. That's the big question. Masculine, what is it? Masculine women versus emotional men.
Facts.
So y'all want to be part two? Here it is. So we can give people time to come in,
Shout out to
and we'll
Keisha in
go
the
from there.
pink.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Shout out to you. What is that? Burgundy, crimson, red. I don't know what category that
Oh,
falls
yeah.
in.
This is red. I mean, this is
Okay.
burgundy. That's red. So
Okay. Yes.
elevated was good. Hey,
Elevated.
elevated. We
Hey,
was
how you doing?
elevated. We was just talking about you, bro.
Mm,
We gonna need your expertise on the string yard so we can start adding people to the
yes.
panel.
Yes. Thank you, Elevated, for that. I appreciate you. Welcome.
So
Shout out to Elevated, the
elevated,
first person in the chat.
definitely link up, message Keisha because we need to we need the expertise on the string yard stuff.
Yes, for sure. Hey, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all, we on part two. I don't know. Should we kick it off? Let y'all kick it off. Y'all had so much to say last time. A lot of people comments did not get to get read, unfortunately. So here we are. Hey, Cypher. We just got here too, Cypher. You talking about just got here. We just got here as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay, Elevator said, okay, he got us. Thank
Said,
you
oh,
so much.
tomorrow you
Making us.
look pretty, Keisha. Look, see, I told you
Thank
they don't
you.
come here for me. They don't
They
they don't
either
come here for me.
complimenting me or they bashing me. I don't know. So
What's good,
yes.
Cipher?
All right, y'all. So we just was giving y'all a moment to come in, but I'm ready to see where this conversation is gonna go. Since you all wanted that part two, I think the men said we're not standing for this. We are not the emotional ones. Well, really, we really are the emotional ones. But we can still talk about
Definitely, definitely.
it. We can still talk about it, fellas. Cypher, thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. All right, so you want me to kick this conversation going? Did anybody in the comment section wanted to go ahead and give your first comment, and we go from there?
Hey, so
How's it
Chad, I want
feeling?
to ask y'all a question. Who are the more emotional individuals? Is it men or is it women? And if so, why?
I'm gonna let you, that wasn't a question for me. That's a question for the audience, y'all. So, do y'all think men are the emotional ones? And if so, why do you feel that way? Why is that your perspective? He wants to know.
Yeah, I'm
He
asking.
wants
I'm
to know.
curious. I'm curious.
I want to hear it too, y'all. I would love to hear the answer. So if anybody has anything that they can add to this, explain this to us. But I mean, the way it's given is like men are the emotional ones right now. I don't know what happened to the masculinity of the men.
Okay, so Elevated said women are more. Hold on, women are emotional, men are more logical.
That's how
Go
they
ahead, get
say it's
into it.
supposed to be, but that ain't what it is. Because things have shifted up here, and you fellas
Go ahead, get into it. Elevated.
elevated. So
I need your deep insight on this one, man.
yeah, he needs the deep insight because he knows that last podcast I was proven correct because the men came in, saying the things that they were saying, which proves my whole point that men are the emotional ones. So he's swinging for y'all right now because he wants y'all to step up and paint this picture that y'all not the emotional ones. So help him out. Help him out,
Tasha,
Elevate.
welcome to the chat. Hey, shout out to the
Hey, Tasha.
22 people. We got 22 people in there.
Shout out
If
to
you don't
all of
mind,
y'all. Oh,
definitely
thank
hit
you
the
for the
like button.
gift, Greater Dream. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to Dre the Dream, the first person to send a gift. Dre the Dream, is it something that you want to add to the conversation right now? Are you defending the fellas? Are you defending the fellas? Thanks for taking my advice. So, yeah, of course,
Definitely.
yes.
Hey,
Tasha is the one who said part two. Absolutely.
we got 30 people in the building. Definitely smash that like button. We
Yes.
trying
Hit
to
the
get
like
this
button,
pumping.
y'all.
Smash that like button.
Take the time to smash the like button. Thank you so much. All right,
Cypher got the comment.
I
It's
see it.
like Cypher says it's like comparing the sun to the moon. They both
Hmm.
play a role, but just because the moon doesn't shine its own light doesn't mean the sun's light does not eliminate it. He over here getting
Okay.
philosophical on us.
You said a lot. That was a lot for me to take in and digest in this moment. You said a lot, but I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you put it down. I'm picking it up. Um,
Okay, I was waiting for Elevated
okay.
to come in. Elevated says,
Okay.
all people have a masculine and a feminine side. Men are
Mhm.
becoming men are becoming more emotional. Hold on,
Mhm.
more emotionally intelligent and opening their eyes. Hey, that's facts. That's facts. Because
He just
Elevated, you got
tried
to
to
think.
dress it up. He just dressed that up. He know good and
Because
well,
look,
not
look,
emotionally
Elevated. Thank
intelligent.
you for being sensible and speaking up for the men. You feel me? Because look, think about it like
This
this:
video.
men were always taught to tuck our emotions, to come up with
Mhm.
aggression,
Which I
and
disagree with.
the more we being emotionally intelligent, the better we
Mhm.
are at understanding ourselves and understanding our women. We just got to know how
Mhm.
to navigate those waters without
Mhm.
trying to offend somebody. Sometimes it's gonna be ways that you're gonna offend somebody regardless. When you speaking your truth and you speaking
Mhm.
the truth, you're gonna offend people. But being emotionally intelligent is recognizing what they can handle and can't handle, and then putting it in a format to where they can, I'm saying, internalize it without feeling, I'm saying, beat down by it. If that makes any sense.
So you calling it emotional intelligence when really it's just you just really too emotional. But if you know how y'all like to dress it up, y'all don't want to own it. It's okay to own it. So maybe once the guys tap into that emotional intelligence, maybe they don't really understand how to maneuver through those emotions that they are encountering. Their emotional intelligence, I guess. I don't know, but how to maneuver through that, and then it comes out being emotional because they don't know how to manage that.
Exactly. So, hey, Cypher said, I mean, we do, I mean, Cypher, you actually, it's making sense. Men are becoming more emotionally
Hmm.
intelligent and women are becoming more masculinely intelligent. But why is that? That's the
Okay,
real
right, but
question.
why is that?
We know that's happening,
Hmm.
but why is that happening?
And I just feel like, from what we see, of course, well, I don't watch the news and all that, but I know what they be putting all on the news and what they put in our faces. And a lot of men are, what's on display are out here hurting children and women. And I'm not saying women aren't doing the same thing either. But, we were, I guess, supposed to feel protected when a man is around, but it's hard to feel that when the men are the ones that are the abusers, or you get what I'm saying. It's kind of seem like a lot of that is going on.
How would you say that you feel that women want to be protected?
You said, how do women want to be protected?
Yeah, how do women want to be protected?
I mean, one, let's start with just respect, and two, protect it in the sense of feeling safe, creating that safe space, that energy, because it's an energy. If a man, he's masculine and he's using that against you to kind of like make you scared of him, fear him, he's using it the wrong way. So she's not going to feel protected. She's not going to feel safe because he throws his weight around and intimidates the women versus her actually feeling like I am in a safe space. Like this man protects me versus try to use it against me or on me, if that makes sense.
So when you say women are being protected or need to be protected in a certain light, right?
Hmm.
What if those protections mean that certain liberties are taken from women?
You said certain memories.
Certain liberties.
Well, I don't feel like women need to be protected. What I'm saying is, you ask, why is it that women basically, what was the question? Why women, we don't, something
Oh
with
no,
men.
I was saying, what is the way that women need to be protected from a woman's perspective?
Oh, I mean, if you're choosing to be with a man or whomever, because even if it's your dad around, even if it's your grandfather or your uncle or your cousin, is just a male around, and they just give that energy of making you feel protected. It's just honestly, it's an energy. It's just that feel that you get. Does that make sense? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but if you are with the
Yeah.
right person and he really actually does provide and give that protective energy, you're going to feel that because it's more of a spiritual thing.
So I gotta come from the male perspective, right?
Come on, come
And
on.
when we when y'all say protection,
Mhm.
you guys are basically saying being allowed to do whatever
Oh
under, I'm
no.
saying, the guardianship of us, and we're saying that we need to
Hmm.
guide you in order to protect you. Does that make any sense?
No, because I don't understand what you mean. Just do whatever we want. I'm confused. Are y'all Rodney? Hold on, Rodney, because you
Protection
freezing.
from what?
I can't hear you. Say something else. Mm-mm. I don't know what happened, y'all. But I'm kind of understanding. You said talk back, talk, Rodney. I'm understand. I'm looking at it from both perspectives, y'all. For sure. I'm very open minded, so I'm not being biased. I'm not looking at this from one perspective. Kind of trying to understand, not trying, but working on understanding the question, because to a degree, it kind of I'm feeling like it's a little bit all over the place, understanding it fully. Um,
Okay, can you hear me now?
yep, I can hear you now. Okay, so all right, what's your question again? I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I
so
think
look, okay,
he's
so
operating
Dream
in that
said it
instance.
pretty much. Dre said it pretty much well.
Hmm.
I think he means women operating without fear or sense of reprimand. Basically, it's like I can do what I want, but I still want.
Hmm.
I can do what I want, say what I want. I don't
Hmm.
have to, I'm saying, go under no type of guidance or leadership of my man, but he still needs to
Hmm.
protect. Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So you're saying that they're expecting that source of protection, despite of the fact that they don't want to be led, they don't want to do all these things, right? Okay, he froze on me again. I'm assuming that that's what he's saying. So to answer that, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, so you're saying that they basically want to do what they want, but then want expect the man to protect them. So if we just take the time to get to know people at the core, at the foundation, then you ain't even gonna get that far with that person because you're gonna already know that person don't want to be led by you. You're gonna already know that that person not right. Y'all not on the same page. So if you actually take your time and get to know people, then you can avoid a lot of things. So if a man gets that far in and he's like, well, she want me to protect her, but she don't want to listen to me, or she don't want me to guide her. You didn't find that out sooner before you got in that deep. That's where accountability comes into play.
Okay, Keish, I'm gonna let you read some of these comments because I think
Okay.
they might be addressing you a little bit more than they're addressing me right
Mutual
now.
respect and unconditional forgiveness submit to life. Hey Kevin. Okay, thank you for that. All right, Rodney audio is back on. Okay, so basically women can do whatever and the man is supposed to accept it. Babe, I did not say that. I did not say that women can do. We are all human beings and we are all adults and we are all responsible for whatever decisions we choose to make. At the end of the day, we are individuals and we can technically do whatever we want to do. But who you choose to attach yourself to, that is your decision. So if you choose to attach yourself to somebody and y'all putting rules and regulations on one another, that's an agreement that you have with that person. So therefore, I expect that both parties in that agreement will stand up to what they agreed on. That's all I'm saying. If you with somebody and they like, you can do what you want, you can do what you want. I mean, they have a whole different type of contract and agreement. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Okay, hold on. Let me address this one.
People
So
are saying.
Elevated first says people are putting on a mask in the beginning, which you are right. When you meet
Mhm.
somebody, most
Mhm.
people put on a complete facade. Not everybody, but most
Mhm.
people do put on a mask because they want to be seen in the best light. They want to put their best foot forward, even if that's not
Mhm.
naturally and generally how they move. They want you to accept that piece so that they got their foot in the door. So I understand
Mhm.
that. But somebody was like, Uno says, guide to protect. No, my brother, guidance can be done by either partner. We
Mhm.
lift each other in the
I
certain
agree.
areas of life that we don't excel in. I think you might have missed the point of what I was saying. What I was saying, as far as like, if a woman needs protection, what I'm saying, most women want protection.
Okay, he's freezing. I don't know, y'all. He's saying most women want protection, but then they want to do what it is that they want to do, but then expect a man to protect them at the end. Okay. I'm gonna say that the expectation. Okay, he's back. I'm filling in when you're jumping out. Go ahead.
But yeah, I was Uno. Basically, what I was saying is, women nowadays want
I'm your hero.
they want all the perks of protection without having to follow any boundaries, standards, or guidelines that come with those obligations. That's what I'm saying.
Mm. And men be wanting all the perks and all of that when they showing up pretending to be somebody that they not because they putting on a facade that you spoke about a few seconds ago. And people again don't stick in there long enough and take the time long enough to actually get to know a person. So,
True.
they get to keep the facade on because you only took a week to get to know them. I mean, you could pretend to be somebody for a week or a month or two.
That's definitely true. And we got 24 people in the building. We had 17 likes. If you
Yes,
messing with the
y'all hit the like
content, if
button.
you here, definitely hit the like button, y'all.
Thank y'all so
Hit that
much.
like
Thank
button.
y'all
We
so
trying to
much.
go up. Hit that like button, y'all.
Yeah, we going up for sure, for sure. Thank y'all so much, those who have liked the live and those who are about to like the live. But yeah,
Dre,
so go ahead, I'm sorry.
Dre said, I think men should protect women from themselves.
I wanna know how can that even be possible when men be the ones coming around first person pretending to be somebody he not to get what he want. How can y'all help us? How can y'all help us when y'all lost yourselves? The men ain't had no healing, and so y'all have been taught to just suppress things, and when you suppress things, you don't heal things. So y'all the ones truly walking around, and I'm not saying the women are not, because women are truly damaged as well. But men are taught to not deal with it, just keep it in there. So all of that still comes out.
Dre, she called you out, man. I'm gonna need you to respond, Dre. You gotta speak up for
I'm
the
just
fellas.
saying. I'm just not speaking. So it's impossible for men to come in and save us from ourselves. Maybe we all can help save each other. But for you to think that you can just say come in and save us when you ain't even saved yourself or love yourself or healed your inner child or healed yourself, it's impossible for you to do that for someone else.
Yeah, usually people will carry on their trauma or their own issues and they pour
Mhm.
it on to the next person. That's why
Mhm.
when we say you usually don't want to carry your baggage over, a lot of people
Mhm.
have baggage and they bring it into the next relationship and the next situation, and then it just end up being, I'm saying, real toxic. I hate using that word toxic, but
Mhm.
it is a valid word to an extent. But people overuse the word toxic. So
Not they overuse it. That's because at this point, when you look at the world, all you probably see is a lot of toxic things. That's probably why. Hold on, I'm setting a timer, which I completely forgot. So I'm doing that right now. Okay.
oh,
All
Keisha,
right. So
Dre
where we at?
responded. He responded.
What do you say? Because the fact of men being more logical and protecting women from outlandish or emotional responses. See, this is the thing. What you're speaking of is how it used to be back in like the 1500s. You understand what I'm saying? That's the way that it was supposed to be. You're exactly right. Like if you think about the way God created it, you're right, right? I'm assuming, right? But what we're saying is things have shifted, and this is why this is the conversation because it does not seem to be that way anymore. Men do not seem to be thinking logical about a lot of things, and then they make up a bunch of excuses and lack of accountability to justify their actions. It's just not making sense.
Okay, hold on. I gotta. So, what do we make excuses about?
I mean, we've had this before, just like y'all just basically one, the whole pregnancy thing, men go crazy with that. Y'all start going crazy in the comments when y'all get a woman pregnant. Now everything is her fault. The baby her fault, the pregnancy her fault, what the baby look like her fault, the fact that the baby got your DNA is her fault. It's like, well, it's just so many excuses that a man like to come up with to blame more to me, the woman. I'm not saying all men do this, that's not what I'm saying based off of experiences and what I've experienced, it seems to be a pattern with that.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. So now in today in this whole 2000 era, it seems as if things have shifted and we cannot trust men to be logical at this point, and guide us when they can't guide themselves. Yeah. So Dre, we friends, but it's a debate, So just be cool.
she she
What
come.
is this?
Dre, she coming for you, man.
No, Dre, I love you, Dre.
Dre. I would
It's
not
so possible
tolerate that.
that elected to go to plan. Okay, so you say if you're not planning children, that's fine. But see that right there, if you're saying, oh, but we're not planning. I want to make sure I'm reading this the right way. You're not planning kids. So you're saying if you having fun, you telling the lady that you want it all and want to give her the world, and then during that process you get and you're lying, but then she ends up pregnant. You're saying, oh, because I wasn't planning them. What does that mean? That means you got to watch your actions. You participated, babe. If you wasn't planning the kids, then you should have done some things to make sure that the baby didn't happen. So that's what I'm saying.
Have,
In essence, where's the accountability? So now all of a
fellas,
sudden, are you saying it's the lady's fault?
fellas, have a conversation, man. Have a
All right.
conversation with these
Hold on,
ladies.
because Dre the Dream might be going in on me.
No, it ain't. It's Uno.
Both
Uno came
are
up with
at
another one.
fault for not being a responsible adult and using protective. Right. So again, it's both are at fault. See, you're thinking like the way a man should. You're gonna take accountability. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know what?
Shout out to Kevin with a
I
dollar ninety
appreciate you.
nine. Let's go, Kev.
Thank
Let's go, Kev.
Um, thank you so much. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. But yeah, so it's the accountability, So yeah, you're taking accountability. It's both parties. We both play the part. Whether you're planning to have the kids or not. Once it's created, the heart is beating, the soul has been placed. It is what it is at that point. But you participated, so no excuses.
At what point does she see him as a bad choice and him not just shooting up the club haphazardly?
That this is the problem when we go back to when we don't take the time to get to know people, and a lot of people are operating off of trauma. Some people are just trying to get over the last one, don't want to think about past things, so we just attach ourselves to people that we don't even know, because in that moment it feels good, or it's filling a void. You know what I mean? So we accept certain things, we ignore all the red flags. So
Yeah,
that
we
really
ignore them
just
all.
depends on
Men
all.
and women, we both ignore them.
Absolutely.
We see bad stuff in women and still be like, damn, she got a fat ass though. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Hmm.
be like, damn, she's still pretty.
See, I'm
I
happy
know
to
I
hear
can't.
this.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we ain't on the same.
Hmm. All right, so he froze, but he's saying, it's done on both sides where men, they see red flags as well, but then why is it always, well, at what point is the woman going to do this? Like, at what point did the man realize that that wasn't probably the choice of lady and you participated in that? You know what I mean? Okay, so he's back. What was you saying?
But yeah, I was just saying like we both ignore red flags based
Hmm.
on the physical, and it's usually based on the
Thank you
physical.
for holding y'all accountable for that. Thank you for saying that, because see, that's the problem with the gentlemen. They don't want to come in and actually, most of them, y'all, not all of them, come in and actually take accountability for the part that they play in things. So just like a lady see red flags, the men see red flags. The man is just as damaged as the lady. You got two damaged people just filling voids. So you're ignoring certain things, and that's really, to me, what it boils down to. Just unhealed people out here finding a way.
So Keith, let me ask you this question. We talk about
Hmm.
accountability and making better
Hmm.
choices or whatever, right? Let's say the
Okay.
dude, let's say he meets her, right? They had that
Okay.
conversation. They don't want to have kids, right? They both agree
Hmm.
we don't want to have kids. And then they say, you know what? Oh damn, okay, Kevin, I feel you. Let's go, baby. I see you.
I'm gonna be. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Kevin.
And let's say they both agree we don't want to have kids. We're gonna use protection. For
Hmm.
whatever reason, the protection doesn't work,
Hmm.
her protection don't work,
Hmm.
and somebody gets pregnant. At what
Hmm.
point, if he says, you know what we said, right?
Okay.
At what point does she change her mind on that complete situation? And then it's like, well, you knew what you was getting into. No, but we
Hmm.
took every last precaution and we had a calm, cool, logical discussion that we were
Okay.
not having kids together. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. I get what you're saying. So this is the part that a lot of people don't tap into. It is the spiritual realm of things. If you have done every single thing to not get pregnant and a baby is implanted in your uterus, then to me that is truly an angel and it was meant to be placed there. So let's say I was the person who agreed, I don't want to
Dre,
have
I
kids.
got you. I got you, Dre.
We had this conversation and we agreed that we don't want this. But then what if after I'm like, yo, we did everything and this and the baby, we still created it. This baby is meant to be here and I'm not about to intervene with that.
Okay.
So that can shift, that can change. And if the man has an open mind and he's understanding and not focusing on being selfish, then he'll possibly understand where she may be coming from. Because at the end of the day, it shifts things. With a situation like that and you still
So
get pregnant.
so Keisha, now I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
And
In the same
okay,
respect, because this is a
in
this is a
time, which
very
is true.
important this is a
Hmm.
very important stance I want to put on this, because you said all of that, right?
Okay.
I want to see if
Okay.
you're gonna have I want to see if you're gonna have the same energy for what I'm
All
about to
right.
say.
I'm ready.
They agree they don't want kids. They
Mhm.
take precaution. They do everybody's, you know what I'm saying, doing birth control, everything. A
Mhm.
child gets consumed, right? You know what I'm saying? She's pregnant.
Mhm.
She's like, you know what? I still don't want to have a baby. He's like, you know what? This is a gift from God. I want a children.
Mhm.
Why is it okay for her to say, you know what? I don't care. It's okay. We're not having this baby. But if it was the roles reversed, it's not okay
Mhm.
for him to say that.
So either way, I mean, because I'm gonna look at it from a logical standpoint, and for me, I personally feel that the man should be entitled to his child, right? Then you have the part where, of course, a woman is the one that has to go through the sickness and the baby and the changing of the body and hormones. So that's a whole package, that they have to go through, and that's not an excuse, right? But I'm just saying we putting this together while women may be like, I'm really not about to go through this because I don't want to go through it, like put my body through it or whatever. But I'm not saying that's okay. I feel that the man has the right. If you don't want the baby, why should your child's life be based off of whether you want it if the father wants the child? So for me, you should birth the child and give it to the dad. But it's like me thinking the way the world works now, that
Yeah,
happening is very slim. But I agree that the father, why not? Like I don't, why not? Like why not just
I
give him to the
needed
dad?
I needed you to say that, because whenever we've had conversation, not me and you, but whenever I've
Mm-hmm.
had conversations about this
Double
topic,
standards.
it was
Mm-hmm.
always double standard. It was always biased. It doesn't matter. It's my choice. But he's obligated.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, he's obligated. He has to bear the responsibility. So why is it that he has no say so? I appreciate you saying what you
Right, for
just said.
sure. And the state makes things the way the law and all that man makes up and put the rules and the laws on all that. So I just feel like the man should be entitled if he wants to keep the baby, but it also boils down to knowing what we're getting ourselves into. Knowing that when you do, thank you so much again, Kevin. Knowing that
Damn,
when you
Kev.
do get engaged with, I mean, involved with somebody, that if you do get them pregnant at the end of the day, she gets to choose whether she wants the baby. That's something that you're knowing going into this. You get what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but that is something that you must know going into this. So if you do put yourself
Un-
in that situation, you get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Uno, I gotta ask you a question.
Thank
Uno,
you, Kevin. I don't know what
Uno,
you're
I
saying.
need to know. Uno, are you male or female? Because I want to gauge your perspective based
I
on,
agree.
I'm
I agree
saying,
with
if you're male or female or not. But I'm gonna read your comment anyway. I just want to know, just are you male or female?
okay.
The woman is definitely more mentally and emotionally committed to a pregnancy. She is the one who has to go through the deep trauma of an abortion.
Hmm. And I agree with that. Either way, I mean, I am a woman, so I can only look at it from a woman's perspective. But that's what I was just saying. She's the one who has to go through that, even if it's like I don't want to put my body through that, or even if it's like I'm keeping the baby. It's just it's a whole emotional, spiritual. It's a whole spiritual thing. It's deeper than what the eye can see. And a lot of men who are very immature and very selfish, they go crazy, y'all, when a lady tell them that they pregnant and they don't want nothing to do with the seed.
Elevated says the law is designed to keep the household split. It really
I
is.
agree.
It really is.
I agree. And that's
Tasha
how
said
they created it to be.
Tasha says
Level one member. Hey, Kevin.
Tasha says, I mean, she is the one going through all the sickness and pain
Hmm.
on delivering.
Hmm.
Maybe that's where a conversation should come in between them, because she may be scared. I hear exactly what you're talking about.
Hmm.
But what I was saying was, it was a double standard that I had a problem with. I
Hmm.
understand her body, her choice, but regardless of what happened or what decision she make, it's always falls on the father as far as responsibility and obligation, whether he has a decision or a say in it or not. That's the problem I have with it. I'm not
But
talking
you know
about these.
what? Go ahead.
I'm not. I don't have a problem. I think all men should take care of their kids. That's not
Hmm.
even. That's not even a debate. That's not something I'm willing to argue with no dude. You know what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, we should, if we have to bury that obligation, that responsibility, on
Hmm.
some level, we should have a say. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And so when it comes to the lady, we okay, so not suffer, but we the consequences, right, of our poor decision making and not taking the time to get to know the man. So you get to choose, yeah, I got a baby out there and I don't want to take care of it. The lady has to accept the fact that I have a baby by a man who's not gonna take care of my kid. So it's like, okay, who's not gonna take care of our kids. So therefore all of the physical labor falls on the mom, of course, because she's choosing to have the baby. And then the dad gets to choose that he be present, and dad gets to just live and enjoy his life. But at the end of it all, you don't get what you want, and to a degree she doesn't get what she wants. Yes, the baby is a true blessing, but she don't want to take care of the baby by herself. But because she didn't take the time to get to know the person, this is where she's at. And because he didn't take the time to get to know the person, this is where he's at. So now you have a baby that you don't want, Papa, and then now the mother is over here like, damn, I gotta take care of this baby physically by myself. That's a job in itself.
Yeah, it is. Hey T, I agree with you. If you're with that woman and you take on her responsibility, you take care of everybody that's involved. Everybody that's
I
within that
agree.
household
I agree.
is your responsibility. There is no my kid, your kid, my no. There is no
Hmm.
step kids. If that's my woman, right, then those are my kids. Yes, I recognize that they also have a father, but since they're in
Hmm.
my home, they're my kids too. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
I don't look at them differently. Like, oh, this is my blood baby, but you just a step kid. I
Hmm.
don't look at it like that. So I completely agree with you saying.
And all the
Not
kids deserve
not
love,
most
y'all,
men,
at the end of it
not a
all.
lot of men agree with that.
Yeah, and all kids deserve love. Be mindful. They're children. They're innocent. We were all kids once upon a time. We were all innocent. Nobody asked to be here. And kids, whether their dad is there or not, whether you want to bash the mom and say she made poor choices, at the end of the day, the kids are here. They are blessings, and they deserve to be loved. Period. So if you're that person that's gonna step up and provide them with that love because they deserve it, that's just you being an amazing human being. And that's just what that is.
Hey, you guys, we having a real, I'm saying, conversation. It's a little touchy on certain ends, but I'm glad that I'm saying y'all rocking with it. I don't really see the
Mhm.
real negative comments. I don't really see the real
Yes.
nitpicking being so biased or whatnot. Shout out to the 22 people
Yes. Shout
rocking
out to
with us right
y'all.
now. If you haven't done
Thank
so,
y'all
definitely
so
hit that
much.
like button.
Thank y'all for the
Definitely hit
gifts.
that
Thank
like
y'all
button.
for the money. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for y'all presence, for being here. We appreciate that. Y'all hit that like button, y'all. Let's get us to 100 likes.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely 100 likes in here.
But now when we get to the kids, y'all know this is a very touchy topic because this is where all the fingers like to be pointed. And that's why
Definitely.
this is a big deal. It's no, it's her fault. No, it's you. No, I told you this. No, I told you that. But it's like at the end of the day, you created the baby. They don't care how you did it. And once you participated, you made it. What happens after that is what comes with it. And you just have to accept it. It's nobody's fault. It's both parties. You participated, you created a blessing, and just raise it and take care of it.
Hey, chat, I want to ask
Mhm.
you a question, guys. Where is everyone? Where is everybody watching from? What
Yes,
city are
where
you
y'all
watching
watching
from?
from?
What city are you watching from? I'm in California. Where you at?
I'm in Costa Rica.
So we got California here. We got Costa Rica
Costa
there.
Rica
Where are
here.
y'all watching from?
Yes. Okay, Michigan in the house. Okay, okay. Women should take care of them stepkids. Yes, I agree that the women should take care of the stepkids too. I agree. See, like I said, I'm a very logical person, y'all. It's not gonna be much I'm gonna really disagree with it because it makes sense, right? It's supposed to be reciprocated and vice versa. The man's children deserve to be loved too. And if you are going to be that female there, you should step up and treat those kids as if they are your own, and that's
Yeah,
what that's all. It's just that simple. See, it's the simple things that people don't want to do, and this is why things don't work out.
we got Michigan, North Carolina,
Michigan,
Los
okay.
Angeles, Hawaii, New
Welcome,
Jersey,
welcome,
New York.
welcome.
Okay, y'all streaming from a lot of places.
Okay, New York in the
Let's
house, New
go.
Jersey in the house. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for sharing that. We appreciate that.
At this
Yes.
point in society, at this point in society, we really are
Hmm.
horrible on choosing spouses at this moment. Do we need to stop and reevaluate? I definitely
Yes.
think that
Halt.
as a
Halt.
man, I think we need to start picking our women based on their mental capacity
Hmm.
and their nurturing compassion side, more than on their physical, because by going by the physical, it doesn't, I'm saying,
Mhm.
correlate to being a good woman. You can have the body, the
Okay.
face, and everything that comes with it, but when it comes to pleasing your man on the mental side, making sure that his day is going good, having certain conversations that you need to grow your relationship, it doesn't always
Mhm.
work that way. So if we take the time to step back and be like, you know what, she looks good, but how good is she up here? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, a lot of people don't do that. I'm even a victim of choosing the physical over the mental plenty of
Mhm.
times, and I've been burned by. Hold on. Let me not say that.
Yeah, hold on, hold on.
hold on.
You then
Let
you
me let me
got
not
burnt.
let
And
me not
what ways?
let me
Hold,
rewind it. Let me
hold.
rewind it. Let me
This
rewind it.
is
Let me
where you
rewind it.
gotta slow down now.
After choosing the physical first, I've had those relationships come to sour ends. Because what I was gonna
Okay.
say the first time didn't sound right. So,
I'm glad you fixed that. I'm really glad that you fixed that. Go
hey,
ahead.
London is in the building also.
So I hate London, London in the building. Shout out to you. Listen, so it all I honestly you really want to make sure, and I know nobody really want to hear this because this takes work, okay? Discovering self-love, it actually takes work and you have to have time for yourself to heal the way that you need to heal internally. So if you meet someone and they now have self-love, trust me, you're gonna know, and they're gonna act a whole certain way. Their aura is gonna be different. Their energy is gonna be different. The vibration that they at is gonna be different. So it really boils down to how a person feel about themselves. Because if they hate themselves, I don't know what makes you think they gonna attach themselves to you, but it's not gonna be properly done because she does not have self love, and that's where it starts.
Facts. Hey, Dre. In society, folks are
Mhm.
influenced by social media and are so impressionable like children. I think
Mhm.
people need to refocus on life for real. You
Mhm.
real. People will go on
Absolutely.
social media and will portray this whole. There's tons of couples on social media. You think they have perfect relationships. When that
Mhm.
camera is on, it looks
Mhm.
amazing. It's a
Be
completely
careful
different
what y'all
story
ask
the moment
for.
they turn that camera off.
Hmm. Be careful what y'all ask for because y'all be like, oh, I want a relationship like theirs. And then God gives it to you because you don't know what's actually going on behind the camera. And when you manifesting something, you have to be very specific and precise. So watch what you asking for when y'all see these couples on social media looking like they are the best ever. And you like, oh, I want that for me. You ain't seen the full picture. So don't ask for
Yeah.
something when you ain't seen the full picture. Okay.
Hey, Kevin, shout out on the
Yeah,
hype. I
for sure.
appreciate you, bro. Mix
Yes,
Swagger, what's
yes.
up, baby?
Folks
What's up?
influenced by social media. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Thanks, Mike. Somebody said married before sex. Now, I have a whole different view on being married before. I don't even believe in marriage. This is where people go crazy too sometimes. But I have a whole perspective. I used to believe in it, but I don't anymore. I'm speaking on the comment where somebody said you should be married before sex. And
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
so I don't believe in the whole marriage thing, but once upon a time I did, but now that I know better and I'm more spiritually aware of a lot of things, that's not something that I'm ever going to participate in. But if you choose to go with the married thing, that's your choice. I just know, to me, that that's less natural, if you ask me, because a lot of people wouldn't be here. None of us probably would be here if it was based off of marriage. Like, there would be no human race at some point. So God created us to reproduce, and it doesn't have to be signed on a piece of paper for you to bring life into this world. So that's just my perspective on it.
Hey,
Just to
Tasha just
qualify.
piggybacked off your thing, but she went in
What
a
Tasha
different
say?
direction. Tasha
Okay,
said,
what you
what if
say?
you get married and the sex is trash?
Mm. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why you don't let them trap you into something. Talking about you need to be married first, be first. I mean, it just doesn't even make any sense. Like, to me, that's just me. To each his own. I don't knock whatever you believe. But now, if you want to take that choice, Tasha, that's the risk that somebody willing to take. Then, and they got to know that it's a possibility that it could be trash.
Don't
Don't
be
have no
trash.
expectations. Don't have no expectations.
Corey, what's good? Corey, how you feeling?
Hey,
How
Corey,
you
how you
feeling, Corey?
doing? Hey, Corey.
Hey, Corey,
Don't be trash.
Corey, let me ask you a
Haha.
question. So Corey is one of the YouTubers that when I first started,
Okay.
she welcomed me in. I'm saying she taught me the game, everything like that, right? So
Okay.
Corey, I
Yes,
want to ask you a
Corey.
question. When it comes to masculine women, and feminine man, emotional man.
Hmm.
How do you feel about it as today?
I'll be mad at
Do
them.
you think that men are more emotional and women are more masculine? How do you feel about it, Corey? I'm talking
Yeah,
directly
let
to
us
you right
know.
quick.
Let us know, Corey. Elevated. Elevated gonna be mad if the box is trash. So I guess you gonna cheat on or divorce her
Hey,
instantly.
yeah, hey, yeah, I would be mad too. I'm mad too
So
if I
what
didn't
would you
wait all
do?
this.
What would you do in that situation? What happens now? What's next? Are you going to teach her some tricks? Are you
Oh,
going to go
you got
buy
to teach her. You got to
toys?
teach her. You got to. But look, look,
Okay.
look,
Are
look,
you going
look.
to get her a
But
pole?
look,
What's going to
Keith.
happen?
But that's when the man has to guide her,
Okay.
because obviously she didn't know anything, right? So now we got to teach her what we like,
So what if
and then
the what's the name is bad? How do we guide you? Are you going to be open to be guided in that situation or no
you
because
gotta
you're
be.
a man?
You gotta
Okay.
be. You gotta be
Okay.
willing.
All right.
Because look at it like this, right?
Hey Wolf, how you
Me as a
doing?
man, me as a man, right? I can
Okay.
have I can have 100 women, right? And all those
Okay.
100 women, and all those 100 women be like, oh my god, in bed he's amazing. But then I get to 101, and it can be trash because she is different than those other 100 women. So the way I
Mhm.
please those other ones may not suffice for her. So I gotta learn her. You feel me? So
Mhm.
you always gotta learn the next woman.
Okay.
Not saying you need to be running through women, but I'm just
But
saying, like,
if you got married though, this is your wife now,
then you
and
gotta
she's discovered that your stuff is trash, and
then
now
you gotta
you're
ask.
gonna
You
have
gotta
to.
the first question. What do you
Okay.
like? What am I doing wrong? What can
Mhm.
I do better? You gotta take your
Mhm.
ego and your pride completely out of the
Okay.
equation and
This
sit
is
down
where
with her and be like,
maturity
okay,
comes into play.
huh?
This is where the maturity comes into play within the
Definitely,
man.
definitely.
And a lot of people don't have it. And these are the things I want to say small, but not really small things. These are big things that people lack, like maturity, being able to have a regular basic conversation. You get what I'm saying? Those are the things that people struggle with, and it should be the most simplest thing.
It's a pride issue.
So y'all gotta let go of that
It's definitely
pride.
a pride issue.
Y'all gotta let go of that pride, y'all, fellas.
Hey, elevated said this is where an annulment comes into play. Elevated, you not even gonna talk
You
to her,
said
be
this
like,
is where what? Wait, what did he say?
this is where
Mm,
a marriage annulment comes into play.
mm.
I'm like, elevated, you not even gonna talk to your wife and be like, hey, you can't do this. I need you to do it like this, and then see if she gonna
Right.
work on it.
But see, this is the problem right here. You're not going to be able to survive no type of relationship if you cannot have difficult conversations. And this is something that people have to understand that if you want to be in any relationship and have a successful one, I know some people say don't listen to people that's not in relationships. No, I'm not in one. You ain't got to listen, but if it floats your way and you feel it, you can connect to it, then it's for you then. But so I mean, you just gonna have to certain things you do and you don't do when you are in a relationship, but you have to be able to have difficult conversations. There's so many people that break up just because they like you. Your homegirl or homeboy will come to you and say all these things, and then you say, "Well, did you tell him that?" No.
Exactly,
And it's like I'm like, well,
exactly.
you have to go tell him because he may not even know that any of this is a problem. You're dealing with it on your own.
Communication.
Exactly. And now at this point, the woman might be frustrated or the man is frustrated. Now you looking at the person like, I don't even like them like that. All because you didn't want to sit down and say, listen, this is what I have a problem with. Can we fix it? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And it's not what you do, it's how you do
People are afraid of communication though, because when you open up communication, that goes both ways.
it.
So
Mm-hmm.
when you're voicing when you're voicing your opinion, you
Mm-hmm.
know at some point an opinion is going to be voiced back at you, and a lot of people can't
Mm-hmm.
handle that. So nobody really wants that
Then they're
communication.
not ready for a relationship. And
True.
these are the things people don't want to understand. If you cannot sit down and have a basic conversation or have a conversation about something that bothers you or you don't like it, can we work on it? Then you're not ready to be with anyone. Because in order for it to be successful, you can't just do what you're comfortable with doing. And the moment things get uncomfortable, this is where things go left because you just didn't want to sit down and have that conversation.
A relationship that gets uncomfortable and you stand the test of time, that's how you know you're growing with that person.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Did you want to pull a
Hey,
comment?
Tosh said, nah, I ain't got
Look at this
time to be
guy.
teaching no grown man how to use his stuff. I'll tell his ass that shit weak.
Number one,
Damn, Tosh, so if that's your husband, and then all
Oh shoot, yeah, I was reading a comment while he was talking, and I usually piggyback on what he's saying, but I don't even know what he was saying in that moment. I'm all for the difficult combos. I need both of us to listen to understand. Absolutely. I'm sorry, I don't know where you are. Go ahead.
I know I was asking Tasha, I was like, so you ain't even gonna communicate with him? Like, I like it like this. You might be used to the ladies that
Hmm.
like this, but I like this. When we do it, do this, this, that, and there. Don't do that. Do a little bit of this. Cut that completely out, and then we'll be good. Like you gotta have those type of conversations. But I was waiting for
Yes.
Corey. I was waiting for Corey to respond, and she finally responded. Some people prefer to attack things head on in the
Hmm.
midst of a situation. And some
Hmm.
people decide to sit and ponder on things before they speak. Okay,
Hmm.
Corey, if you wait too long,
Right. How long are you going to ponder on it? That's the problem because then eventually it's no longer a big deal to you like that anymore. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate that. Yay. Um, so how long do you ponder on it? That's a good question because that's not we can't utilize that as an excuse. Now, in that moment, if you know things are hot and it's like if I respond right now, I'm gonna go crazy. Then take a breather, maybe 2 hours later. But that day, I feel it needs to be addressed
definitely, definitely. Me
within that
personally,
24 hours.
me personally, I don't care how uncomfortable the situation is. I want you to tell me the truth.
Mhm.
I want you to be like, look, bruh, I love you, but this, I don't
No.
like. You doing this wrong, you doing this wrong. But while you're telling me what I'm doing wrong, let me know how you want it to be done right so we can move forward. Don't just give
Mhm.
me the negative. Give me a solution based on what you're not liking about our situation. That's what I need. You feel me? A lot of men, we don't read y'all minds. As much as y'all want men to read y'all mind, they should know. Why you should know how I feel. No, we shouldn't. You should
Not
communicate
no more.
how
I
you
don't think we
feel.
think that no more, Rodney. Y'all not logical no more. Y'all too emotional. We don't
Ladies,
think that no
hold
more.
on, hold on, hold on. Women, ladies, girls, I'm talking directly to y'all.
What's
Stop
up?
Stop expecting men to read your minds. Open your mouth and tell him how you feel. Open your mouth, and while you're telling them how you
Vice
feel,
versa.
and while you're telling these men how you feel, let them know the solution also.
Thank
Don't
you,
just give them the
Kevin.
problem, give them the solution. Don't just give these men the problem. Y'all
Understandable.
are so quick to give us men the problem, but y'all don't want it, but y'all ain't got no solution. What?
So we give y'all the problem and don't have a solution.
No, I'm talking.
That is our 5 minute alarm. Just to let you know. Yes.
Corey said, Corey says the crazy thing is some people think emotionally, which is why some people should honestly think before they speak. It really depends.
Everybody should think before they speak. I completely agree, and everybody do have a different communication style. And but when it comes to the relationships, for me, these are the things where sometimes you have to step outside of your way of doing everything because you have to consider now because you're choosing to consider another person that you've attached yourself to. So if you want to talk to him and he's like, I'm gonna talk about it when I'm ready, that doesn't work for me. We can't talk about it when you're ready because that's how you're used to doing it and that's what works for you. Because
That's
that
what
means
I'm
you're being
saying.
selfish. That means you're being selfish. So the thing is, we have to be willing to be uncomfortable and step outside of what we're used to. And you're used to just wanting to talk about it whenever you feel like it. But maybe I'm that woman that's like, no, let's go ahead and talk about it today so we can deal with it and not carry this on. And if you can't do that with me, then we can't be together because I don't have time to play those type of games where you want to talk about it when you feel like it. And really, we're not addressing any issues. They're just piling up by the time we need to address the last thing that happened. That's not healthy to me. That doesn't make sense.
So, Keish, I want you to address these two comments real quick.
Okay,
Aaron
where you
Hardy
at?
says, Aaron Hardy says, I think communication broke down because people wanting to play each other and run to the next. It's as easy because it's easier that way.
Yeah, so I feel people want to do what's more easy. Nobody wants to do the hard stuff. Nobody wants to really put that work in. So we're going to do what's easy. You're going to jump from the one to the next. You're going to replace this one with the next one. But in all reality, you're really not fulfilled. And that's why you're jumping from this one to that one to this one to that one, because you are not fulfilled. And y'all know y'all like to talk about the ladies and call them hoes and this and that when they sleep with multiple men. But you got the guys that have slept with 100 plus goddamn females and nobody wants to talk about that. He gets a pass, right? But he's also a damaged being. Yeah, pat yourself on the back. He's also a damaged being out here just running through women because he's trying to fill a void just as well as the woman is trying to fill a void.
So Aaron
That's
Hardy,
where I'm
he
at with that
addressed you.
one.
I hope that was them saying
Hey,
a
Earn.
deep enough dive. Elevated. This is the other one I want him to do. Elevated says,
Okay.
if I'm telling you something, you're making me feel a type of way right now. But your response is something I did a long time ago as a crutch. That's a problem for me. People like bring stuff up from the.
Then that is a person that you don't need to be with. I know we don't like to let people go, but you have that. That right there is a red flag. She wants to, or he or she always wants to bring up something from the past to use against me or to change the narrative. Or then that is a person that is not intelligent enough emotionally or mentally or spiritually to even be in a relationship with you, because clearly you're on a different level and you don't have time for that. So she needs to go play with somebody else that got time for that, and clearly it ain't you. So I wouldn't deal with that. I'm so sorry. He or she gotta go.
Okay. Daryl. I like this point of view. The issue
Okay.
between men and women is childish. Why are you trying to one up the person you claim you're in a committed relationship with?
Mhm. Right, that's like you're competing against them. Why is it a competition? Why are you trying to one up on I don't get it either. That's what I'm saying. This whole relationship thing in today's world is so less natural. It's just so weird. Like, so it's hard to understand it because none of it's not under it can't be understood. You have so many people that want to attach themselves to people because they feel like they need somebody. Then you got the Bible that tells you you must go marry somebody. It's a lot going on, so it's a lot of confusion. And then at the same, it's just a lot going on. I just think it's a lot to understand and wrap your mind around.
Definitely. Hey, we got 42 people in the building. If you
Yes,
haven't done
y'all.
so, definitely hit that like button. We're trying to
Hit
get to
that like
100
button,
likes,
y'all.
y'all.
The 5 minute mark is about to be over. I didn't know how you wanted to do that.
Go ahead and address it.
You want to okay, y'all. So all right, listen, we was actually supposed to say this 5 minutes ago because my next alarm is actually about to go off. So we were going to end the live in an hour, right? So we're creating some structure here, and usually we be going and going and going. But listen, if y'all would like for us to keep going, we're gonna give you 5 minutes of sending super chat. If you send a super chat, you will send your comment with it, and we'll continue to go on. Each super chat is an extra 5 minutes. Outside of that, y'all, we are going to be exiting stage left in 5 minutes. So this is the time that we're going to utilize to say the last few things. We know a lot of people came through. There's a lot of comments, y'all. We can't get to every single comment. So those that we didn't get to, I apologize, okay? And but keep coming back, y'all. We definitely read the chat, okay? We just it's almost impossible to keep up with everybody, but we thank all of y'all so much. All of y'all so much. I'm about to set that 5 minute alarm right
Hey,
now.
Keish. Corey said,
Hmm.
Corey kind of like related to what you said. Your
Okay.
partner, that's why it's important to learn your partner before you get into a serious relationship.
Exactly, and that's what it boils down to, Corey. If and it's so simple, right? It sounds so simple, but so many people just can't do it because they're trying to fill voids, and that is the problem. But if we literally take the time to build the proper foundation, which is a friendship, okay, a friendship first before you fall into this whole "oh, we in love, we need to get married tomorrow." And what's the rush? Just slow down and take the time to truly, truly get to know who you are clinging yourself to.
Exactly. Keish, Elevator said,
Yes.
check your email after this.
Yes, I saw that you sent me an email. I got you. I'm going to respond. I'm going to respond. So that's what I would say. Okay, we have an extra 5 minutes from Kevin. Hit that like button, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Okay, thank you so much, Corey. Which say y'all don't have to stay on this topic, but just because y'all are doing y'all thing. Okay, thank you so much, Corey. Let's
Appreciate you,
go,
Corey.
Corey.
Always
Let's
showing
go,
love.
Kevin. Yes, we appreciate y'all. Okay, so y'all just gained how many super chats was that? 5, 10? Extra
Dre.
minutes on the
Hey
chat,
Dre,
y'all.
I already
All
handle
right.
oatmeal. I like that you
All right. So
said
let
that,
me
but
add.
I already handle oatmeal, Dre. I appreciate the comment though.
Okay, so y'all, all right, we got extra 10 minutes, so let's keep it going. Oatmeal. Oh, you said something about the oatmeal. But yes, yes, I appreciate y'all for engaging. So yes, it boils down to the foundation, y'all. And like I said, if men can be a little bit less emotional now, men be getting so emotional they get physical. Y'all want to swing, y'all want to punch a female in the face. If that ain't emotional,
That's
I don't know what that is.
that's not a man though.
That's a mental illness
Yeah,
along with being
that's not a man.
emotional.
Any any man that resorts to putting hands on a woman just because he's upset,
Hmm.
that's not a man though.
What's the
We
lunch?
gotta stop. We gotta
Hmm.
stop calling them dudes men. We know that we
Hmm.
are literally
So what
physically
should we call
stronger.
them? What we calling them?
Cowards,
Because
cowards,
these are the ones that's supposed to be, I guess, to a degree, protecting the ladies just in society.
cowards.
Like just in society.
You heard what I said?
Say that again.
We call them
You
cowards.
call them cowards, yes. Like, we're in the market and and we're just shopping and we see like three men. We should feel as a woman like, all right, we got three brothers or three men, ain't gotta be melanated, whatever. Like we feel safe right now. But no, we gotta watch our back because they might be the ones that's about to put a gun up to our head, rob us or rob the store. And so it's like we gotta watch our back for the men. The men be the ones out there robbing and jacking cars and snatching purses.
Yeah, all all males aren't men.
Okay, yes, Dre the Dream. I agree. And maybe those are the emotional ones. Maybe that's what it is. Okay.
You gotta,
There's a separation for sure.
you gotta know how to navigate it. Not a lot of people weren't taught how to do it,
Hmm.
and a lot of people don't.
Hmm. He was saying, excuse me, a lot of people don't have the insight. I want to say that he was saying to do it. And yes, when it comes to healing and handling things a certain way, it would be nice to be taught these things because of where we came from and maybe who we were raised by. We were not properly guided, and that's why a lot of us are out here in this world just finding our way because we don't have the proper guidance. We're coming from babies to toddlers to a preteen to to an adult without the proper guidance. What do you expect?
Yeah, Corey says because they don't know how to communicate. I think they
Hmm.
need to have mandatory psychological class in the middle.
Hmm. Corey,
Hey,
I'm with you, babe.
I think a lot of psychological issues should be addressed when a lot of these guys and women are in their adolescent stage. If you're waiting
Hmm.
until somebody's an adult to now want to
Hmm.
address these issues, in most cases it's too late.
Hmm.
It's
And
too
it's
late.
unfortunate. And it's unfortunate. Well, we're not going to say it's too late, only because you can change the way you
No,
think.
I know
A
that's why I
person
said
can
it.
change it.
That's why I
Go
said in
ahead.
most cases, in a lot of cases,
Hmm.
it's too late.
In a lot of cases, it's too late, and people aren't even open to it because of what they are used to. And then healing requires a lot of uncomfortability, y'all. It really does. And again, it boils down to people not being willing to be uncomfortable, not even with self, let alone be uncomfortable with somebody else. You know what I mean? Yeah, kind of.
Hey, I ain't even. Hey,
Where you at?
at the end, that for really 45, whatever it is. I'm not even gonna say that out loud because that's you out of pocket for that. I'm just gonna skip right past that.
Hold on, I don't even see. Okay, I don't see who you talking about. Let's just keep going.
But yeah, Elevator said those males. Hold on, those males are desired by women over a man who will hold them accountable and make them stay on their ish respectfully. That is true. A lot of women will choose the bad boy over the one that holds you down, sensible, and got
And
his
why
shit
is
together.
that? That's a good question because I wonder that myself. Like, why is that?
Did you?
That we do that. No, I don't
Did
do that.
you didn't choose the bad boy?
Well, actually, they probably were. This was when I didn't love myself, but I never had the choice of the good or the bad because I was what I attract. Obviously, just an unhealed being, just out here finding my way in life. Um, so I take accountability for my actions. But when you're operating from a trauma filled place, it's like your mind is just somewhere else.
They talking about how mental health is still here. Hold on, somebody said something
Yes.
about. I think I had missed it.
Why do you think that is wise? Okay, we spoke on that. People just don't want to put in the work anymore. Yes, I agree with you, Erin, that people just don't want to put in the work anymore. I mean, and that's what it boils down to. But they want to have the relationship, but don't want to put in the work. And a lot of people want results, but they don't want to go through the process. And that's the problem. So they don't want to put the work in, but then they want to have a partner. It just doesn't make sense.
Key. So I know I got my male perspective. Corey asked the
Okay.
question, but I need your female perspective because Corey wants to
Okay.
know why do you think it is that women choose the bad boys, and she wants to know, can you break that down a
Hmm.
little bit?
Um, I feel that maybe women choose the bad guys. Again, it always goes back to this, and y'all might get tired of me saying it, but one day y'all realize that it is what it is. It boils down to self-love. I'm telling you, it boils down to, are you trying to fill voids? What are you used to? You accept what you used to, maybe how you were raised, and certain things are uncomfortable for certain people, even though it's something good, because they are so used to something that doesn't feel too great. This is what they used to, right? I'm used to messing with the bad boy, so I'm going to choose the bad boy over the good guy, maybe because the good guy, I don't feel comfortable with that. But
But
it's
why?
only because it's
But why
only be,
not?
it's only because I'm about to say it's only because it's really an internal thing. And it boils down to the mental, and it boils down to the emotional damage, and it boils down to the trauma, and it boils down to how you was raised. So I feel that plays a major role in why someone wants to go for the bad and not the good. Maybe they feel like they don't even deserve the good. There are some people that if you really knew how they really felt inside, you would understand why they do what they do.
I know a girl. I know a girl right now,
Mhm.
and she believes she doesn't deserve compassion,
Mhm.
respect. She doesn't deserve a nice man. None of that. Like real talk.
Mhm.
Like she really don't.
There are
She
people
doesn't
out
feel
there,
that way.
so they're going to settle for what they feel they are worth. And if they feel like they're not worth more than that, then they're not going to go for the more than that. They're going to settle with the bare minimum. Let the good guy go be with somebody who deserves the good guy. You get what I'm saying? That may
Yeah.
be how a person like her might would actually think.
Yeah. Corey says, at what time did we ever really put the work in? A lot of these things are generational.
Mhm. Yes, it is. And that's why it takes you to be that generational curse breaker is the only way, and for you to wake up spiritually, become more aware, and be willing to heal internally, be willing to have uncomfortable conversations, be willing to do what you're not used to doing. People are so stuck into what they used to that they don't want to do anything different. Nobody wants to do anything different, and that requires work, change, shifting. And what comes with that is elevation. And that's the part that people fail to realize. You put the work in, you're going to elevate as a couple, as an individual. It's inevitable.
Once you start doing things out of the norm, outside of the generational curses, you become an outcast. But you got to be an
Hmm.
outcast to outlast. I'm
That
saying
was
your
our friend.
past. Yeah, you like how I said that?
Okay.
You
Yes,
got to be an
yes. Say that
outcast.
again.
You got to be
Okay.
an outcast to
You need to write this
outlast your
down.
past. You feel me?
Write that down, please. That was nice.
No,
That
seriously
hold
though,
on, y'all. I
seriously.
got a
A lot of
5 minute
times we're
timer.
stagnant and we're too comfortable. And when you're too comfortable, you accept everything that you've been dealing with. You don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the good because you're
Mm-hmm.
so focused on what you're used to, which is the negative, the bad, the low
Mm-hmm.
points, the not getting what you need, the not getting what you
Absolutely.
deserve, things of that nature.
And you have people who self-sabotage, like literally, just because like when something is going good for them or feels too good to be true, because they haven't healed that inner child, they will run from that
Elevators and
instead of
bars.
yes, for sure. They will run from that instead of run to it, running to something good, because that's not something that they are used to,
Exactly.
and they don't feel worthy of it. It's unfortunate, but like I said, you never really know what people are going through, right? You never know what people where they're operating from. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, when you see people out there, like let's say you see the prostitute down the street, she prostituting, and you want to judge her because you feel like you are worthy to judge somebody else, which you would never be. But if that's what you choose to do, you don't know that person's story. You don't know if her mother's been selling her since she was 2 years old. You don't know the story of what got that person to that point. And people are so quick to judge, but they don't want to listen. You don't want to hear the journey. You don't want to hear the story. You just want to judge the outcome in that moment. But a lot of people, a lot of us, we do what we do, of course, because of certain things that we have gone through and haven't had the proper guidance to even deal with it internally.
Yeah. I wanna
You know,
I
if that
wanna
makes
say
sense.
this, y'all, for everybody
Back
that's
to
still in the
the
chat.
Yes,
This
y'all. We
is
got like
not
3 more minutes.
this is not professional relationship advice.
No,
This is
entertainment
a
purposes
for
only.
this is a forum of experience-based perspectives.
Thank
Just
you
to
for
give
clearing that up.
anybody that's within earshot an insight on how to navigate their own situations. So for
If
any,
you want to take on what we think, okay?
you know what I'm saying?
But we not experts. We don't have no paper. We are literally just having conversation based off of experience. Okay. Now I do have my bachelor's in psychology. Okay. So I'm more tapped into the psychological aspect if you all cannot tell. Okay.
Elevator
Long
said, "Hey,
story.
elevator
Long
trolling now."
story.
He said, "Long story short,
Elevated. See what I'm saying? No, we need to heal her and get her off the corner. That's the goal. That's the goal. Um, but yeah. So, what was the last thing you said? Y'all done lost me with that one.
I don't know, I don't know. It got good though. But
But
my
yes,
advice
yes.
on the ending note,
Oh, that's what you were saying. Okay.
I'm gonna say this from the male perspective: men need to do better. We need to voice
hmm
our opinions. We need to hold our stuff down as men if we claim to be men, and we need to communicate with our women.
Be willing to listen.
We need to communicate on what they want as well as
hmm
what we want in a
Absolutely.
mature fashion, not in an aggressive, argumentative fashion. Everything doesn't need to be an argument.
hmm
Every conversation don't gotta have a winner to it. Just have two
Absolutely.
adults willing to come together and find a common ground.
And
Now
talk.
I'm only gonna say it on the male perspective. She can go ahead and talk about the female perspective, but that's where I'm ending on the male perspective.
I mean, I agree. I agree that you all should, and it's on both sides. Both parties should be able to listen, be understanding, have an open mind. Nobody know that your feelings doesn't mean more than his feelings, or vice versa. It's a equal. This is an equal platform. Okay, so nobody is more valuable than the next. I value you just as well as you value me, and the energy will be reciprocated. And that's it. That's all. So if you all can be willing to, one, let's work on self first and heal your inner child, and get rid of all the baggage that you carry mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And then once you free yourself from that, then is when I would say you can maybe go out and start to explore and see what options you have out there. And once you have that self love, you're not about to play with yourself. Yeah, you're not gonna let people play with you. So
Yeah,
then you once you see the tip of them red flags we spoke about before, you're gonna just go ahead and go because you know your worth now. You know you're not fitting to settle. You rather be by yourself than settle for less. So you're just gonna have a whole new set of glasses on. But I agree, both parties need to be able to work together and converse. Y'all, once you lose the conversation, there's nothing left. There's no relationship when you can't even talk anymore.
let me ask you this, Keisha. Do you
hmm
have an emoji that basically, you know what I'm saying,
hmm
iterates what you are?
The meditation emoji.
The meditation emoji? Okay, okay, okay.
Absolutely. That is the
I
one I
say
would say.
that. I say
That's
that.
how much at peace I am.
I say that. The reason I say that is because, you know what I'm saying, every once in a while I might ask the chat, you know what I'm saying, if you agree with
hmm
it, if you agree with Keisha, throw that meditation emoji in the chat,
Okay,
spam it
yeah,
a
so
little
the
bit.
meditation emoji. Yes,
And
that's my favorite. That's
I
definitely
might
one.
ask the chat if you agree with me. Throw the waves in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Spam the
Okay, throw the
waves. You know what I'm
waves
saying?
in the
So it's like,
chat.
so I just wanted
Yes,
to know what your emoji was, just in case I
it's the
want to bring it on
meditation
you out of
one.
nowhere.
It's the meditation one, y'all. So I listen. I'm on both sides. Like I said, it takes two in the situation, and if we want to attach ourselves to people, just be mindful that you can't control another person. I know you be putting work in.
Facts.
Thank you so much for that gift, Lord. I appreciate you. Everybody want to control people, and you feel like you need to know where he at, where she at. I need your location. I mean, are you the FBI? At the end of the day, it's like you are a human being and you should be able to feel free to a degree and just make the right choices if you are committed to someone. But not nobody wants to feel like they have a leash on their neck and like we in pre-K and you need to know my every move. That is crazy to me. Thank you so much, Kevin. Not Rick James. You know what?
Rick, hey, not Rick James. Hey, Kev.
Kevin, I
Kev,
appreciate
shout
all
out
the
to Kev.
donations, y'all. Corey, I appreciate your donation, y'all. Those who are sending gifts, I thank y'all so much. We thank y'all so much. We appreciate it. Y'all are something else, not the Rick James. But yes, that's how I feel. That's what I'm saying. That's my stance on it. Both parties are being held accountable. Learn how to have difficult conversations and learn to continue to communicate effectively and properly and respectfully with whomever you're talking to.
Hey, Corey.
That's where I'm at with it.
Corey, give us two topics.
Empathy someone requires you giving up control to share ideas. Yeah, well, that would mean maybe that doesn't work for you. That means you're gonna have to be by yourself. See, you don't have to be with nobody. Nobody has to be with anybody. Some people really thrive and do well by themselves. Because when you do let certain people into your space, sometimes things just go left, or they not the person that you thought they was, or it's just not working out. And every time you let somebody in, you feel like they disturb your peace. Sometimes it's best to just be by yourself if that's what your spirit is telling you to do. What are you
Definitely.
laughing at? You're being
I'm just
controlled
I'm
right
looking at them
now.
throw emojis out right now. So I'm
Who let the bots? Oh, okay, okay. Who let the bots out on me? I'm happier when I'm dolo. Okay, yeah. So original, you're happy when you're by yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm seeing videos on men that are like, I've been single for X amount of years now, and and they're really enjoying that. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate your unconditional
Kevin.
love
Hey,
to all
Kevin.
of y'all. Thank you,
Kevin
Kevin.
showing out. Kevin showing
Okay,
up.
thank you so much. I appreciate that. Kevin, yes, truly coming through. I appreciate you. But yeah, so that's where we at with it, y'all. Well, is that another 5 minutes? Is that what we're doing?
I
Or
I don't know. I think at this point, I think Kev just showing out. I think Kev just
Kev
showing
just
out.
showing out. Did you all get a chance to look up? Oh, Lord. No, I did not get a chance to. Let me screenshot that.
I did, Corey, but I
Um,
haven't done all my research yet. I looked up some of it, and
let's
we can actually talk
see.
about that if you want
Thank
to.
you, Kevin. Rasta not gangsta. I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
done.
Kev just showing out. Kev showing out.
Yes, y'all. So look, we thank y'all so much for coming through. Kevin, thank you so much for the gifts. Corey, thank you so much for the I'm sorry for the super chats. Thank you, Corey, for the gifts. Those who I'm sorry, Corey sent the money. Thank you for the super chat. Thank y'all who sent the gifts. I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. We gave y'all a part two. I'm assuming maybe y'all good and settled on the part two with our women. I don't know. Did we even answer the question? Are women really the emotional ones? I feel like we
Okay,
don't
I
have an
got you. I got you.
answer.
I got you.
What's the
Hey, chat.
answer?
We got 35 people in the chat. If women are really the emotional ones, I need you to spam ones in the chat. If men are the emotional
It's
ones,
probably nothing
put
but men in
twos in
here.
the chat. One for women or two for the men.
I mean, maybe the men has just joined the ladies. That's the problem. We're on the same
We
side
gon'
now.
we gonna see when they spam the
Two
chat.
y'all, two. Tasha, yes, two. Come on, two. Anybody, two. Anybody. Let's go. Two. We got a one. Of course, the men gonna say. Corey said 333. Okay, 12. Exactly. Just being honest. It's both. It's both, right? Ben has joined y'all. Okay, he's skipping a little bit, freezing.
I'm
Three,
back. I'm back.
three, four.
I see
Okay.
ones. I see
Okay.
more one. I saw more
Two. I
ones.
got a two over here, y'all. I got two twos. Add my toes. I got four sets.
I saw ones. I saw ones.
1 billion times infinity. Kevin, really? Costa Rica is my happy place. It's so peaceful and beautiful. Yes, it is. What's your name? Story 85. It is so beautiful and peaceful here. Now, y'all, listen, I live in Costa Rica, y'all. This is why I'm so at peace. I'm so relaxed. I'm so chill. I'm very logical. I'm a spiritual person. He's lying. I'm a spiritual person. I'm very nice. I'm very kind. And Costa Rica just adds on to who I am as a person. Just being here, the energy, the vibration, it's so amazing. But anywho, y'all, we thank y'all so much for coming through. Keisha said it. Rodney meant it. If anybody, we could take a few seconds if y'all have any ideas on any topics y'all would like us to do for the next episode.
Drop some
Please
topics
let
in the
us
chat.
know. Drop some topics, y'all.
Drop some topics for the next episode.
We doing the
If
Jeopardy
you got,
music.
hey chat.
Um,
If you got ideas for the
Kevin,
next episode, drop
not
some
1 billion
topics.
times. Yes, if y'all have any ideas for the next episode, y'all, what we talking about? I'm not sure yet. We gonna see what y'all say, but if not, we gonna cook something up. We gonna have something ready for y'all. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Relationships and bad hygiene. Okay, we have relationships and bad hygiene. Y'all, we stay on the relationships.
Hold on,
We
hold on,
stay
hold on,
on
hold
the
on. Three,
relationships.
hold on.
304.
304 mentality. Okay.
What's I don't know what that is. What's the 304 mentality?
The whole mentality.
Okay. All right. We can talk about that.
Oh yeah, a community post actually makes sense though, Corey.
What'd he say?
A community post makes sense just to like figure out what we end up saying, what the people want to
Okay,
talk
so
about,
let's
stuff
do
like
that
that.
maybe. Okay, so we can do that. We just want to incorporate y'all because we can definitely come up with topics. It's not a problem. But we appreciate y'all and y'all are a part of what we have
Hey,
going on and we want y'all to be
Keys.
included. Yes.
Aaron says, why are kids losing in parenting skills?
Why are kids losing in parenting skills? What do you mean? Like the kids
Like, why are the children the ones taking the L's based off what the parents are not or doing or not doing?
and it's so unfortunate because a lot of us we all come from something, right? So the parents come from something, the parents comes from something, and it goes on and goes on and goes on. And usually it's a generational thing. So it's like every generation the kids are losing of the parents, but that's why you have to have that generational curse breaker that shifts everything in the generation because it's really like a generational sickness, like an illness.
Yeah.
When it goes, from this mother to that mother or this father to that father, the father wasn't there, so the father choose not to be there for his kids, and his father wasn't there, and the mother might wasn't there for the daughter, and you know what I mean. So it's like we all come from those places of trauma. Unfortunately, that's what I would say.
But that's definitely a good topic. I don't know
If
that.
that makes sense.
That might be one we have to
Okay.
consider.
Okay. So we're going to see y'all what we're going to do on the next episode. We thank y'all so much for the ideas. We appreciate y'all coming through.
Definitely. If you haven't done so, before we cut this bad boy off,
Hit that
spam
like
that like
button.
button. If you have not hit the like button,
Hit
definitely
the
hit
like
that like button
button.
before we go.
Thank y'all again. We appreciate it. So moving forward, y'all, it's going to last an hour, but we're going to do at the last 5 minutes, we're going to do the super chat thing. So those who send super chat, it will be an extra 5 minutes per super chat. Other than that, y'all, we're going to keep it 60 minutes. Okay. But yes, we
Andrew,
appreciate
appreciate you,
y'all and
Brian.
we
Was
thank
good.
y'all. Okay. Thank you so much again, Kevin. Wow, baby. You know what? And Pootie saying, I appreciate you, Kevin. Thank you so much for coming through. We appreciate it. We appreciate it,
Y'all
y'all.
have a good one. Let's get it.
Yes. Y'all have a good one. Ciao. Bye.